with your hosts, Clyde Lee and Dion Willis. And now, here's Clyde and Dion.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Circle Center.
It has finally happened. This is the week that everybody's been waiting for. The excitement is building as the week is progressing. And it seems a long time ago now that big hole was sort of encased in the center of downtown. We were all walking gingerly around it. Now that's gone, and this is in its place.
You're going to hear a lot of noise. We're on the third floor. We're in the food court area on the third floor of Circle Center. You're going to hear a lot of noise back behind us and see a lot of people working around us because they are still working on this in preparation for tomorrow night's gala and Friday's grand opening.
In fact, there'll be 900 workers here, and they're working here throughout cleaning the whole Circle Center before all of the festivities on Thursday and Friday. So you can hear a lot of sounds of construction and cleaning and a lot of people milling about because the excitement is building, too, with a lot of guests here this evening as well.
As a matter of fact, when we were coming over, we had to pick up some credentials over at the Omni. We're walking through, and you really had to kind of snake your way through all the workmen and work that's going on here tonight.
But it's such a transformation than when it was last Thursday when we took a tour of Circle Center, went to each of the levels, and got a preview of what everybody will be seeing very, very shortly, the stores and the way that this whole area is laid out on each of the different levels. It's really amazing.
Yeah, there's some 800,000 square feet in this place, so it takes a little while for you to kind of get acquainted with what's going on in here, but mainly floors 2 and 3 are the real big retail centers. 1 and 4 also have a lot going on. But I guess maybe, should we go for second floor first?
I think second floor. That was one of my favorites. Yes. And if you're curious like I am, then you'll be interested in this tour. We went with Angela Arhood, who's the marketing director for the Circle Center, and she gives you a sneak peek at what you'll be seeing very soon.
Hi, Angie. How are you?
Hi, Clyde.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
This is Angie Arhood. She's the marketing director of Circle Center, and you're going to give us a tour of this place.
Yes, I am. The thing I think that's most interesting about Circle Center that it will surprise a lot of reviewers and our shoppers is the size. Our common areas are about half the width that you'd see of other shopping centers in Indianapolis, about 25 feet, but it still feels very comfortable.
It feels different. It feels like it's
very open, a lot of natural light.
We should also point out that you are seeing this Circle Center before it is really all completed. This is about, actually, when you're seeing this, it's actually about a week before the grand opening. So
now this is the limited block, and you can see the architectural elements. They kind of bring the sides of the stores together.
They definitely do. They kind of tie everything together, and we are on the second level of the north block of the project, which is anchored by Parisian, and we are in the midst of the 10 limited tenants on this block of the project.
Some familiar stores. Yeah, they really are.
But 48% of our merchants are new to the market. So let's take a look. Let's walk down this hall and see what we can find.
One thing I noticed also is the floor. It's beautiful.
It's called Durastone. It's an imported tile that is beautiful and very, very strong. And if you look closely, you'll be able to see some fossil fragments in the tile. So I'm sure as people are shopping, they'll be looking for, I don't know, animals and other fossils.
Old fish.
Hopefully if they're not looking at merchandise. And a lot of the merchandising you're seeing has been done in the last 24 hours. So I'm sure it'll look dramatically different when people do come in to spend the day with us.
Yeah, we see lots of work in progress.
Yeah, lots of folding, lots of stocking.
It looks like it's going to be easy for you to stroll down many storefronts here and see a lot in a short period of time.
And a lot of the storefronts that you see are very open, so you do have a chance to see all of the merchandise that would really draw you inside and show you where you'd like to spend more of your time.
Is this the way a lot of malls, not looking like suburban malls, are going to be?
I think this is
the cutting edge of a lot of
definitely, and this is what you can expect to see more Simon Centers look like as we move into the 90s. More of an architectural feel and putting more emphasis on the feel of the center in addition to the stores that you're shopping when you're with us.
Now, the opening weekend, this will be jammed with people?
We hope so.
Is it going to be feeling like
so?
How many people do you estimate to come that first weekend that's open?
We estimate that, we'll have as many people as the place can hold. We have a physical capacity of about 85,000 people. Through the course of the weekend, with the amount of activities we have planned and the individual stores have together, we hope that we'll be able to bring at least a couple 100,000 people through the door conservatively.
Now, some of the shops aren't even begun yet. Some of them will be sort of in progress and in process We will, when the center opens.
We'll open with the center approximately 84% leased, and those leases represent permanent tenants. The other roughly 16% of the common area that would leave will be populated by what we call incubator tenants. Tenants who are coming in to kind of test the market with their merchandise and see how well it's received before they sign a long-term lease with us.
And that test phase will go for what?
It depends. Sometimes 6 months, sometimes a year. It really depends on what the management team and the merchant agree is the best for them.
You've worked in other centers before and other properties for Simon. Is this like anything you've worked on before?
Oh, no. This is unlike any project I've ever had the opportunity to work in because it's urban, because of the really distinctive and unique merchants that we're working with, and because of the public-private partnership. This is the first project I've ever worked on that's had so many different corporate partners. You can tell now we're kind of sloping.
Yeah.
We're on the Maryland Street Bridge, which is the physical connection between the Parisian North Block and the South Nordstrom Block. And it's, as you can tell, and especially shoppers when they visit, you'll notice that we are definitely slanting downhill. As I understand it, when Indianapolis was constructed, the downtown area was kind of marshy and swampy and needed to have some landfill around where the circle is, and the city slopes down to the south. And you can really see here, now the museum company store does not slope, but this side of the bridge does. So it's just a little interesting bit extra.
Engineering feat here.
Yeah, and by the time you get to the Georgia Street side of the project, the fill is about to my waist, so it's pretty pronounced.
You know, another thing that you notice, and it is dark, and we hear the sounds of saws and all the workmen, but there's so much light.
There is so much light.
You see the city streets
It definitely
outside.
doesn't feel like it's, evening.
Yeah, well, plus back there you've got the beautiful skylights in a semicircular dome that really give you the feeling like you're seeing some of the outside too on a sunny day.
The thing that's really interesting about the Maryland Street Bridge is you'll notice we have just crossed over a city street, but you don't feel any difference.
No.
In the center. It is definitely a retail bridge. There are retail stores along the bridge, so you can shop from block to block without feeling as though you're making a change in location.
When you get off the main concourse here, are there other shops off to the sides, back
Well,
on
there
the back
is.
side?
Right here, if you were to make a right, you would go to Cooper's Turkey, which is a restaurant that specializes in turkey. There are rotundas at each end of the block. The corridor is about 600 feet. And then there is a rotunda at each end that has merchants around the rotunda. And then it's on the lower level, all the way out to the street level entrances. There's retail.
This is the first view that people really have of this
Yeah.
market. So this is the way most people will be coming in to sample Circle Center.
And I think they'll see that it's not at all what they expected. I hope they do just what you did when you rounded the corner and really just stop and take a double take, because it is a breathtaking space. This Sam Goody store, which will look very different, I'm sure, when everyone actually comes in and sees it, is a new concept store for them. It's a very large store, almost 20,000 square feet, where you'll be able to go in and sample CDs. You'll be able to practice playing with the different computers they have available to see which one you like, kind of test driving them, for lack of a better term, before you buy them.
With so many levels, are you going to hear a lot of traffic sounds, or is there real attention to the acoustics
Actually,
as well?
the acoustics have been brought into consideration, but we hope you do hear sound. We hope you hear excitement everywhere in the project, because sometimes in an urban project, it's very difficult to get people to leave ground level, because it's not human nature to want to go off the ground. So what we've done here is make sure that some of our more distinctive retailers and those that are new are on the upper level. So we make sure that you do go upstairs and kind of shop your way to the top. And then, of course, the fourth floor is all entertainment. So the most fun is on the highest level.
Well, thanks for the tour of this level.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Enjoyed it.
Okay. That's a very classy but comfortable look, and one thing that is impressive, not only for Indianapolis, but for people who come from out of town, are really going to be impressed by what they see here on these 4 floors. Getting around is part of coming down here and learning about how to do that, where to park.
All right, we in Indianapolis are used to not much traffic congestion and problems. Parking is a big problem, or a big issue for a lot of people, big question mark, as well as access. And for that, we'll go to Paul Poteet, who also reports for Good Morning Indiana, and get a view on that.
Well, thank you, Clyde and Dion. Let's talk parking. First, there are 2 levels of underground parking with 1,200 spaces and an above-ground parking deck that has 1,500 spaces. The underground parking, as you can see here, is very brightly lit, and there will be plenty of security guards. The underground parking is accessible from 3 different locations. Let's take a look at those. The first entrance is located east of the Arts Garden on Washington Street. It is an enter-only access point. The next is located on Maryland Street, east of Illinois Street. It is an enter and exit access point. The third parking entrance is located on Georgia Street, again east of Illinois. It too is enter and exit. Moving on to the above-ground parking deck, the first entrance is located across from the Canterbury Hotel on Illinois, south of Maryland Street. The next entrance is across from Merchants Plaza on Maryland Street, west of Illinois Street. And another entrance is on Georgia Street across from Pan Am Plaza between Illinois and Capitol Streets. If you come by the old-fashioned way, foot, you might want to pay attention to this. The pedestrian, that means feet, access points are located thusly. 2 locations for access to Parisian, 4 points of access are located around Nordstrom's. Then there is the Skywalk link from the Omni Hotel. The next 3 are common area access points, which is access to the center into no particular store. And there's the Arts Garden, above-ground connection between Circle Center and Claypool Embassy Suites. With 13 entrances, getting in won't be a problem. And now back to Clyde and Dion for more of Circle Center Preview. Drive and walk safely.
Of course, there is street parking, too. As a matter of fact, when you and I came down tonight, we parked on Pennsylvania Street south of Washington. So
lots
it
of
was,
spaces.
we got lucky on that one,
We did, but they're free also holidays and weekends.
Yeah, and after 6 p.m. Right. And as we go to break, we want to show you some of the stores, some of the retailers that will be coming to Circle Center. They're already here. We actually sent our cameras up to Mall of America to take a look
Bloomington,
at some of the stores.
Minnesota. Yes.
We'll be back in a moment.
It's big in New York. Circle Center will bring FAO Schwartz to Indiana. Everyone's a kid in FAO Schwartz, through a huge selection of toys for kids and adults and lots of interactive fun. The Indianapolis store will have an intimate atmosphere featuring animated characters and a World of Barbie boutique. Services will include next-day national delivery and complimentary gift wrap. The little and big kids of Indianapolis welcome FAO Schwartz. It's a virtual memorabilia museum inside Field of Dreams, specializing in personal sports and celebrity memorabilia from Tom Cruise to Mickey Mantle. Signed objects include baseball cards and baseballs, footballs, basketballs, lithographs, photos, and much more. If you want memorabilia from your favorite sports star or celebrity, Field of Dreams is the place. Indianapolis welcomes Field of Dreams. Gators is coming to town, not the reptiles, the place. Its nonstop party features tropical fare and the latest high-energy music, along with fashion shows and beach parties. It's a mixed bag of fun with beach bric-a-brac and B-movie paraphernalia. It's so tacky, it's wacky. Gators in the new Circle Center. Welcome to Indianapolis.
Next, a sneak peek at Level 1 of Circle Center and everything you'll need to know about the grand opening.
You can see a bit of the activities and the action and the festivities. Welcome back to the Circle Center Preview.
Everybody around here knows the Simons
Yes.
and knows that they are developers of this project. But, of course, this is not their only project. They got a long history of developing shopping centers, malls, and the center right here. As a matter of fact, they own and manage about 140 projects in 30 states. And the last big project they were involved with was Mall of America, which they opened in '92. We wanted to ask Herb Simon what this project has meant to him in pulling it all together.
After 15 years and a lot of false starts and a lot of bad news through the period of time, it is a dream come true for us, the family, the city. Yeah, you know, downtown Indianapolis historically has been the retail center of this area. Up until 1959, I believe, maybe 80% of the retail sales were done down here. And as the years went on, retailing went through some major changes. And when we started in 79 and 80, there was pretty diminished retail presence downtown. But little did we know, in the 15 years it took us to work on it, that that small retail downtown core would disappear. And as we developed, every couple of years it seemed another department store was going out of business or leaving downtown. So that's why it is a rewarding accomplishment to be able to produce a mall like this, having gone through those tough times. The good thing about having developed it for 15 years, or having it take 15 years to develop, is that we have learned from mistakes we've made elsewhere, and we've also been able to adapt some of the successful things that we've done elsewhere. And I think you'll find some of the elements of Mall of America, and I don't want anyone to mistake the fact that this is not Mall of America, but there are some entertainment features in the mall and some retailers in the mall that have been successful in Mall of America. So I think you're going to get a little feel of more than just a retail experience, but a retail shopping experience and entertainment experience for the entire family. Most people believe that retailing is part of any successful core of a city, and that's the thing that has been missing from Indianapolis for many years. So I think already we have the fact that it's going to open and sounds good so far. I think there's been some positive things that happened already in the city, and I think they will continue to happen.
That concept of retailing and entertainment is a really interesting one, and there's fresh evidence of it here all over. We'd like to welcome Sherry Simon, a member of the family, and of course, Vice President of Marketing for the Simon Group.
Well, we'd like to welcome both of you. Welcome to Circle Center.
And all the workmen, too. They're working hard.
Hear it all in the background.
Yeah.
It's all happening now.
Lots of trials and tribulations. You've been living with this for months, almost like giving birth to a baby. What has it been like for you personally and your family?
Well, I think for us, it's one of the most exciting projects we've ever done because it's here in our hometown and it's in our backyard. The most important thing to us is that we have this partnership with the city, and it's a very unique partnership to have something like that happen to us, and it's been a wonderful thing.
What about level one? Let's take a look at some of the things at level one.
Yeah, level one is where it all begins as far as the retailing goes, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So you come in and there's a 9,000-foot express store and a 10,000-foot limited store, and as you walk through, you can see the storefronts are just outstanding. I think people in the city will be excited for the stores. 48% of the stores are new to Indiana.
We call this the limited block down the first floor, is that right?
Right. We have about 80,000 square foot of limited stores. All 10 are there. The only one that aren't in that block is Abercrombie & Fitch, and that's up on the second level. But as you see the camera roll through, you can understand that it's one of the most exciting limited concepts. We actually call it a junior department store pad because it has so much square footage.
First floor is really kind of is also where you have some stores that aren't quite really up to speed yet. Is that where your incubator is?
Yes, those are incubator programs, and it's very important to us because we test and we try new concepts, and we give local tenants and local people an opportunity to try their new stores.
Well, this is just the midway point of a very big week. What about the gala opening, the numbers of people that are expected? Of course, rain won't stop anything.
I keep talking to Bob McLean, and he's working with me. We expect about 5,000 people, and we're continuing to sell tickets right up to the very end. Thursday is September 7th at 7 o'clock. We'll start our program, and it's great shopping destinations of the world, including New York and London and Paris and Las Vegas, and we're going to have a very, very good time. We are selling tickets.
And it benefits a good and worthy cause.
So I was going to say, for our youth investment fund, we've reached our goal of $100,000 for them. And for every ticket we sell from here on out, it's just more for them and more for our at-risk youth in Indiana.
And then, of course, the grand opening on Friday and all the performers. And
we've got Will Schreiner, our hometown boy, and he's going to be our MC for the weekend, and Sandy Patty. We also have local favorites Friday to entertain from 9:30 to 11:30.
Children's choir, everybody loves them.
Everybody loves them. Light of the World.
Drums of Africa.
Drums of Africa. It's going to be wonderful. And then 11:30 we have our ceremony, which includes dignitaries from the city, Simons, and a couple special surprises for our guests. We've also invited the whole state and every business that's downtown.
Very
I think you're more excited about this than you were of Mall of America. At least you were intimating that.
I am for a different reason. It is in our backyard, and it's interesting to be able to see a project start from sticks and stones in a hole and build it all the way up and see it today.
Well, it's almost finished.
I'm ready for it to be done. I'm ready for it to be done.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch you work around here for the last week, pulling it all together.
I think an important thing is when you guys came in the other day and you went, oh my gosh. And I think that's going to be the reaction of a lot of people in our state.
It's changed a lot in the week, like we were saying. You know, it's kind of like going away from your house for a week and coming back and not having the grass mowed and realizing the grass has grown that much. This has really continued to transform in the week since we've been here into a place that's almost ready.
I'm glad you guys are here tonight because you'll be back with us and you'll see what really happens tomorrow and the next 2 days. It'll be polished, it'll be clean, it'll be ready for everybody in the state.
All right. Well, we look forward to it. Now, if you want an idea of what is downtown and awaiting you, there's one place, a number of places you can find it. One of the places in Indianapolis Monthly. This month actually has a special supplement on the cover of the feature story is Top Doctors in Indianapolis, but there is also a second publication, Downtown, which will tell you all about what's going on in Circle Center and downtown.
And descriptions of all the stores and the merchandising and the maps and the downtown activities and the parking. So it's kind of a little easy to carry hand guide to everything here.
And speaking of a guide and what's available here, once again, as we go to commercial, a look at more of the stores and retailers that will be available to you at Circle Center.
We'll be right back.
New to Indiana, Bentley's Luggage and Gifts caters to the needs of travelers, business professionals, and people on the go. Customers will find a large selection of luggage from many famous name brands. They'll also carry business cases, desk and personal leather accessories, writing instruments, and unique gifts. Bentley's other services include free monogramming and gift wrapping. Welcome to Indianapolis, Bentley's Luggage and Gifts. They describe themselves as a casually elegant restaurant. California Cafe Bar and Grill emphasizes creative preparation and presentation of fresh seasonal foods. The menu is eclectic, and the California wine selection is impressive. If a cup of Java and a pastry strike your fancy, they also have a separate espresso bar and in-house bakery. Indianapolis welcomes California Cafe Bar and Grill.
Next on Circle Center Preview, join Clyde and Dion for a tour of the third level shops.
Welcome back live to Circle Center. We're on the third floor of
There's
Circle
so
Center.
much more to show, too. In fact, we're in the middle of the food court. But to give you an idea of everything here on this third level, let's go back to Angela Arhood, the marketing director here at Circle Center, for a tour that we took a few days ago and give you a feel of all the things that you'll find right here.
Hi again, Angie.
Welcome to the third floor of the Nordstrom Rotunda.
No doubt where we are here.
Warner Brothers. And the thing to notice about Warner Brothers is they tailor every one of their stores to their market. So this is an Indianapolis-themed Warner Brothers. We see Acme High. Welcome back to Acme High. And Looney Home Racing Team. Okay.
Okay, sure. Doug has got his racing suit on.
Mike definitely does. You can tell he's a winner. And so is Warner Brothers.
Take us around the Nordstrom Rotunda here.
All right. As we're heading on down, now we are on the Georgia Street side of the project, and we're heading north. What you see behind us is currently it's an unfinished barricade. That will be the Farmer's Almanac. It's a new branch of County Seat. We're very excited to have them here at Circle Center. We will have one of 3 Farmer's Almanac stores available in the nation. And they will be opening the latter part of 1995. Next to them is Barami Studios, an exclusive women's apparel retailer. Barami is the name of their designer, and they will have limited size runs, so they'll have 2 or 3 very distinctive pieces available, so you can kind of mix and match your wardrobe there. Something that's important, I think, to note about Circle Center is that we are distinctive in our merchandise mix, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're expensive. I think that shoppers across all economic levels will find something that they want to have and something they can easily afford at Circle Center.
We're going to get a retailing education as we go through this mall, aren't we?
Yes, you are.
Center.
What percentage, again, are stores that are new to Indianapolis?
48% of the gross leasable area, 48% of the stores.
So there'll be things that we haven't seen before, and
Yeah, a lot of
could have just seen in magazines,
Definitely.
or in Chicago,
Definitely,
and
or
they'll be right
things
here.
you would have had to have gone to a coast or to Chicago to be able to find. Enzo, we have the first Enzo Angelini in the market.
And that is
a women's shoe store.
Okay.
Now Garden Botanica is a kind of a bath product store. There are some already in the market, but it's a beautiful storefront.
What percentage of the stores are retail and women's shoes, men's shoes? How do you break it down in terms of?
Well, in
categories?
any shopping center situation, the majority of your tenants are apparel, and I think our strongest category is going to be women's apparel. But as you can see, now that we're up on the finish line, we're going to do a very healthy.
Huge store.
It is. It's a 20,000 square foot finish line. It's a new concept store for them, and we're really very excited about it. As you can see, they have a big Nike shop in the back.
Looks like you'll be able to shoot hoops in there.
So it's interactive shopping. Yes, definitely. And Finish Line is an Indianapolis-based retailer, so we're really very excited to have one of their largest commitments in store space here in Circle Center.
And over here on the left, that's
we have a big, beautiful Banana Republic that they're just finishing the floor in right now. We've passed BB, which is a little more fashion-forward women's apparel. And now we're getting ready to cross again over the Maryland Street Bridge, and you can see coming up we'll have the Sweet Factory, the Body Shop, and on the, what direction is this? On the east side of the project, we're going to see some very distinctive retailers. One that I think you may have seen at Mall of America called Junkyard. Junkyard, it's, again, a very kind of a progressive, trendy women's apparel store with a real distinctive presentation. Old cars, old tires. It's a very different look. It
It's gonna catch your attention.
Definitely have really gone out of the way. We have a lot of new store designs and new concept stores. Coming up also you will see the Disney store, and we have a new Disney concept that focuses on most of their newer movies. Pocahontas, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, and they're very excited to see how this new concept works here at Circle Center, and if it's successful, they'll roll that new concept out into other stores.
So a lot of stores are experimenting then with new concepts here.
Yes, they are. And a lot of them are experimenting with the Midwest to see if it's going to be receptive to their merchandise. And we think they'll find that they are.
Well, thanks again for another tour of another
Oh, no
floor.
problem.
A lot to see up here.
I think the third floor is where my sons, Min and Kay, are going to want to be.
I think you're right. It's really pleasant to walk up and down these corridors because it really, even though there's a lot of floor space here, really has a really intimate feeling to it. It's not like a real wide corridor you're going to walk down. You can go from store to store very easily.
It's almost like a street. You just feel like you're,
Yeah, it
you're
really
in the middle
is.
of a nice, cozy
Sidewalk.
little street. Well, there's lots more stores, 100 retail stores here in the Circle Center, and we want to give you a quick sneak peek at a few more of them, and then we'll be right back.
Sam Goody describes itself as interactive and huge, and they're not kidding. Each store is tailored to its particular location. The Indianapolis location will feature 35,000 music titles on CD and cassette, more than 8,000 movie and video titles, a listening booth, and 50 demonstration computers in the software section. Indianapolis welcomes Sam Goody. The glamour and excitement of the entertainment industry is coming to Indianapolis. Warner Brothers Studio Store features exclusively designed gifts and memorabilia featuring Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and the rest of the Looney Tunes gang on everything from T-shirts to home furnishings. Warner Brothers Studio Store is designed to resemble a studio backlot. Welcome to Indianapolis, Warner Brothers Studio Store.
Coming up next, join Dion for a look at the new Arts Garden. Plus, find out what's going on in downtown Indianapolis during and after the grand opening of Circle Center.
Welcome back. One of the centerpiece of Circle Center is that beautiful 12,500 square foot glass enclosure.
Right. The Circle Center has been called the jewel of the city, and the crown jewel has got to be the Arts Garden. It goes up about 17 feet, spanning the intersection downtown, and as I found out, even before it was completely finished, it is truly a jewel.
The arts are always visible. Culture is visible, the creativity is visible, but to have an icon in the center of the city, that's visibility for the arts.
It also shows, more than just the visibility, that the arts matter. They sort of come of age in this city.
I think so. I think so. It's an announcement to maybe the country as well as the region that the arts are here with a presence.
And what a presence it is. The $12 million Arts Garden spans Washington and Illinois streets like a cathedral of glass. It can hold 600 people, and it will serve as a vital link connecting the arts to the city. How unique is this? How different is this than what other cities have?
People aren't going to be able to resist coming in here. It's a compelling building. And so I think they're going to be drawn to the building and come here and find out information. I don't think there's anything like it in the country.
How do you envision this being used? What's going to be happening down here?
This will be the stage area under the sound canopy. A grand piano, a fabulous grand piano.
And then warm-up rooms in the back?
Or in the clay pool in the first floor. An all-glass building, just one place for dressing room. So we put them in the basement of the clay pool, just outside that elevator.
But I think what a lot of people are going to be using this for as well is a link to what's happening in the community and kind of a schedule and calendar, and that's down here too.
Exactly. We have the information booth, so we have all the brochures and pamphlets and information, the season, everything.
There'll be lectures here, concerts, exhibitions, and full ticketing to events.
The biggest thing it's going to do is to alter the image that the rest of the country has for the arts and culture in this community. That's going to be the biggest difference. Because as they see the arts in this community continuing to break ground over and over and over again, it's going to bring this arts community the attention that it already deserves. The arts in this community are fabulous, but it's a secret, because what the arts community needs, they need more people in seats, they need more people in the exhibitions, they need people who want to be patrons and board members and funders, so that in turn strengthens them. Exactly, grow the arts. Ooh, thank you. In the Arts Garden, we're going to grow them.
And it's not only environment inside the Arts Garden, but when you're standing up there on Washington Street and watching the traffic go underneath it and looking at the sky and the buildings around you, it's really, really
It's
unusual.
a million pounds of steel, but you feel the light and the airiness, and it is wonderful. We're with Tamara Zahn now. She's joined us, president of Indianapolis Downtown Inc. Very glad that you're with us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, this is a wonderful night for you, too. The Full Circle celebration is something that you are very, very much involved with. 6 months of helping boost and grow the Circle Center. Is that really necessary? Doesn't it have the momentum of its own?
Well, what the Full Circle celebration is all about is it's an opportunity to celebrate Circle Center and celebrate all that downtown has to offer and carry through the holidays and into 1996. So it's just, there's so much to do. 500 events take place between now and February.
What kind of events will there be?
Oh, that includes Pacer games, all of the opening galas. We've got some wonderful new holiday traditions. Just all kinds of fun things.
So, some people might compare this center to what's gone on over in Columbus, Ohio. And they've got 1.2 million square feet, even bigger than this. They have 150 stores, even larger than this. They brought through, I think, 14 million people last year. But there is still some concerns in Columbus about just how tied in their retailing center is to the rest of their downtown area and just how much people are tying it all together. How does that going to compare to what we're doing in Indianapolis and keeping it from just being a retail center and not a place where people want to come down and be involved in the city?
Well, we've got a great downtown in that it's very compact. The Circle Center was actually designed, the historic facades incorporated into the streetscape. And we've got so much more to offer in our downtown. We've got 4 professional sports teams when the baseball park opens next spring. We've got all the arts and all of the residential development that's occurring around the downtown. So
we've got the dome down here.
That's right. We've got a great downtown that has a lot to offer.
What about the percentages of people coming to the Circle Center? Do you expect convention goers? Do you expect tourists? Do you expect shoppers from the outlying areas who will not go to their suburban or their area or their local malls and come down here? Where do you expect to see the breakdown of who will come here and who will support this and be loyal to this particular center?
Well, that always is a curious thing to see how it happens. But my experience in downtowns are that a lot of the visitors, probably over 50%, will come from a 3-hour drive. People from Fort Wayne, from Cincinnati, Evansville, that just want to come for a day. Hopefully they'll stay overnight, take in the zoo and all the things that are to do downtown, in addition to Circle Center and the great entertainment here.
So there's a vibrancy about the downtown that this will just boost. You don't see it as causing any undue stress on the city itself in terms of parking, in terms of safety issues.
Well, we have an easily accessible downtown. We have an abundance of parking, and so we're ready for Circle Center and all that it brings.
Your energy and your enthusiasm has really helped boost this, and I know there's been months and months of negotiations, and it is finally here.
It's fun to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Now you can rest a little bit.
Great.
Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tamara. We'll be back as we take a look at more of what Circle Center has to offer. Stay tuned.
It all started with an old family recipe. Now, Great American Cookie Company's chocolate chip cookies are a national favorite. Batter for all their delicious treats is prepared daily and cooked continuously in open ovens. Great American Cookie Company is a welcome and tasty addition to Indianapolis. Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles was the spot where Johnny Rockets took off. This hot spot, with roots in the 40s and 50s, has become a worldwide place to be. Indianapolis can add its name to the list of cities in Japan, Australia, England, Mexico, and Kuwait as locations for this trendy establishment. Its simple American classic menu features hamburgers, shakes, malts, and other American fare.
Next on Circle Center Preview, take a tour of the new nightlife hotspots and restaurants on the top floor of Circle Center.
Welcome back to Circle Center. We are on the 3rd floor as they are continuing to work on this place and get it ready for tomorrow night's gala and Friday's grand opening and ribbon cutting. And now we have Jerry Munson, who is Vice President of Leasing for Simon Properties. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is a big gamble for a lot of cities, a mall first, and tough retail times, you know, across the country. There's a slump. And yet, you are the picture of optimism.
Well, I think we've had a good time doing this, and this is a project that the city was ready for. The tenants have responded wonderfully, as people will see on Friday when they get into the center.
Probably had little of advantage of getting out of the starting blocks. I read a statistic that says Indianapolis has the 4th lowest vacancy rate of retailing in the country among major metropolitan areas, so that gives you a real good start right off the bat.
Yes,
people are hungry to have retailing, good retailing.
But it shows that we've gotten good support from all of the other retailing in the community.
What about the reaction of some of these stores to the Midwest?
I think they've been enthused about the Midwest. You know, we have such a great story to tell about the city of Indianapolis and the development that we've enjoyed in the last 10 to 15 years, that they were enthusiastic about hearing that information.
We heard talk earlier about this being a cutting edge of malls around the country and concept areas, including Starport. Is one of those things that people will be seeing. Can you explain a little bit about that? What we'll see with virtual reality? And we're seeing some pictures of it right now.
Starport is the first of the huge entertainment centers that United Artists Theater is doing. And it has basically 4 elements in it, Dan. It's the virtual world, which is a new level of virtual reality in pod games, which can be interfaced among the games here in Circle Center, as well as games in other centers, so that people can play with and against each other clear across the country. Then you have virtuality, which is what we think of as virtual imaging with the headsets and things like that.
You've got United Artists down here, too. United Artists is down here also.
Yes.
It's nice to have theater back downtown.
Yes, it certainly is, isn't it? With 9 screens.
And first-run films as well.
First-run films.
And then, of course, Nordstrom.
Nordstrom is probably one of the nicest things that we've been able to bring to the city. The Simons have worked with Nordstrom's in some other developments and have done a wonderful job, as has Nordstrom's, with a beautiful store. I think you've probably seen it, we've seen it, and it just will change the face of retailing in central Indiana.
We have 2 anchor stores here now. Do you see a third one? There's been a lot of talk about Marshall Field and hoping to pull them in. What's your read on it? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I'm not the person who makes the department store deals, but I'm sure that once we're open and the success of this center, it will become a lot more attractive to many retailers. Some of them just are not in expansion modes for those large stores, but we'll be able to fill that space, I think, very readily.
You know, in Atlanta and in San Jose, they found that their mall developments didn't draw as many suburbanites as expected. Do you feel that will be a problem at all here?
I think, Dion, with our freeway system and the attraction that we've built downtown, along with the supporting retailing around us, that we won't have any difficulty convincing people. We've got over 10,000 parking spaces within a block and a half of the mall, and people will have to come to understand that, but they will very quickly.
What type of when you take a look at revenue, how much is going to have to come through here to make it viable and make it work? What do you see on a yearly basis when you compare it to other centers?
Well, I don't know the exact numbers of as far as revenue is concerned, Clyde, but we've projected that we will only have to capture 4% of the retail market in central Indiana in order to be very successful in this project.
Jerry Munson, VP of Leasing, Simon Group, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And now another sneak peek at some of the other retail areas that you'll be seeing here at the Circle Center. We'll be right back.
Thanks very much.
Its name doesn't tell the story. Junkyard boasts as specializing in unisex apparel that is funky, fresh, and on the cutting edge. Junkyard also sells skateboards, snowboards, and all of the accessories. Is Indianapolis prepared for Junkyard? You bet. Welcome to Indy. Specialist defines Ralph Marlin and Company. This novelty neckwear manufacturer features over 1,000 different tie designs in both silk and polyester. Everything from Hollywood legends and movies, cartoon characters, Star Trek, professional sports teams, colleges, and more. Shopping for ties may never be the same. Welcome to Indianapolis, Ralph Marlin and Company.
Welcome back to Circle Center. We are live. You know, one of the ideas of making this all work is not just to offer retailing for downtown, but to combine more entertainment, too. If you're hungry, if you want to see a movie, if you want to get together with friends, they've designed it to accommodate you.
And that's what the whole fourth floor is all about. And that's where Charlie Greener comes in with America Live. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us about the concept of America Live.
Well, America Live is a combination of eating and entertainment places that appeals to a broad segment of the marketplace. These operations are in the Mall of America also. That is another Simon property, and we've enjoyed some great successes together along with the movie theaters, and it's a wonderful combination to eat and have some entertainment and go to the movie and have a full evening of entertainment.
And you're not a stranger to Indianapolis as far as the business community goes.
No, we've been here 6 years now down at Union Station. We operate America's original sports bar down there in Little Diddy's Players Restaurant, so it's been a very enjoyable experience for us here.
We got a little tape tour we're going to take here of the fourth floor. You can kind of describe what we're going to see here.
This is Port City Cafe. It's 10,000 square feet, seats about 400 people. Has a broad range of menu from pizzas, pastas, grilled items, smoked items, all kinds of salad and dessert entree items. The presentation of sports is very broad. We have 5 satellites on the roof. We bring in 13 events simultaneously. And the booths, each booth has its own TV so that you can pull in anything that we're bringing in on
You don't have to talk even to each other. You can just watch television.
Oh. So we're not on yet, huh?
And this is one of the other eateries.
It's a Big Easy.
Restaurants you have, the Big Easy.
It's a Cajun cuisine, southern Louisiana, a lot of fish items, seafood, calamari, jambalaya, etouffee, some really good southern Louisiana style cooking.
And if you like hot food, this will be the place to go, I would guess.
Well, and it's not too spicy. It's a good mild menu.
And then there's nightclubs, too, that you have.
Yeah. This is J.A. Flats. It has 24 tap beers. 3 of them are fresh. We're now moving into Flashbacks, which is a retro 70, 80 music.
A lot of monitors in Flashbacks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, a lot of monitors in Flashback. In fact, there's a lot of monitors throughout the, excuse me, the facility. We have over 55 various size TV monitors, plus countless big screens.
It looks like you're going to hit people with different ages, different tastes, different stages of life.
There's a little bit of everything for everybody. We're soon to move our Little Ditties over from Union Station over here, and we're replacing that with another live band venue over there. So I think everybody's going to be real satisfied with the total downtown nightlife now.
Real easy to get from one area to another, from one restaurant, from one...
No question. They're all interconnected internally. You can move from one area to the other without ever going out of our lease premises.
I've got to ask you, is this much of a gamble for you?
Well, yes, it's a big gamble for us, but having been here for 6 years in Indianapolis, we've got a lot of confidence. And the thing that really inspires us about Indianapolis is there's such a tremendous downtown spirit, such a unified working relationship with all the forces down here, and we can't thank the Simons enough because we've had such great success in the Mall of America that this was just a natural for us, but already being here and knowing the clientele, that we really appreciate the opportunity.
Okay.
Charlie Greener, thank you very much. We wish you a lot of luck, and we'll see you down at Circle Center.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, we have grand opening, and we also have a big gala coming up. We want to tell you about the opening ceremonies. Friday, September 8th at 9:30 in the morning, Circle Park Plaza, when it all begins for the grand opening.
It continues then throughout the morning from 11 o'clock. And daytime fireworks will start at 11:30. There'll be confetti and ticker tape go along with the ribbon cutting. A lot of special celebrations planned to really kick off the Circle Center in an official way, official public way for everybody here in the city and in central Indiana.
And Channel 6, we will be covering
live
that on Friday. Tomorrow night for the gala, we will be presenting that for you from 7 until 8 o'clock. And, of course, a lot of coverage during Channel 6 News all day long, and once again on Friday.
Right, and, of course, the handbook to all of this is the special guide in the Indianapolis Monthly if you need something in hand to find your way down here and find where you want to hit what stores.
We thank you for joining us, and we hope we've been able to help you get an idea of what Circle Center is all about as we've given you a tour of all 4 floors here and showed you what's available. And we'll see you down at Circle Center hopefully sometime this week. And for Dion and me, good night, everybody.
Good evening, everybody.